Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Elizibar, and this is Justice League Dark number 16. I don't have enough fingers to show you that many digits at once. I can only go up to 10 on two hands. I'd need like two more hands to come in here and count out an extra 6 digits. So just pretend my other two hands are floating underneath these hands. And so now we have hands on top of hands, which isn't too dissimilar from what's going on right inside the book when you flip over to the absolute insanity that is Man-Bat in his current form. Holy Bamole. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. I don't need to show you anything else in the book. Just go buy this book for this one page. That's all you need. That's all you need. There's so much crazy stuff. Wonder Woman is facing off with Cersei in a war of words and power. Detective Chimp has to deal with Man-Bat. Meanwhile, Swamp Thing is just like a handful of goopy ash. Like, things are not going well for the heroes. This is that point in the story where the villains are ascendant, where everything looks grim and dark. The heroes are losing. The heroes have lost. Except they're the heroes, so they better not lose, right? Right? I just want to flip back to the cover. I'd actually like to read a whole comic that was in this art style. This is actually pretty pleasing. It's weirdly flat looking, but I kind of like it. The line art underneath the coloring, I think, looks really attractive. Let's look at the whip. Who did the cover art? Hold on. Like I guess it'll be on like the last page or something, because this is DC Comics and we don't do things in a way that makes sense. No, I don't see it there. Where's the credits? Oh, here it is. The Witching War Part 3. Look at this. It looks pretty cool, don't it? There's lots of great stuff in here. I'm going to flip over to another page here in a second. Oh, Eclipso looks dope, doesn't he? Look at that. Eclipso's a character I'm not really super familiar with, which seems to be the case for a lot of DC characters. So is that the right artist? Is this the variant? Look for. It says deceased variant cover, so I guess this is the variant. Well, this is a fantastic looking cover. I like it. This is a fantastic looking page. Look at this. Okay, this is prefacing some cool artifacts. Okay, let me just show this whole two-page layout. Look at this insanity. On the one side, you've got the villain's ascendant. There's a bad moon rising. And over here, she's taking Diana apart piece by piece. Like, literally, look at this. This is as cool as the stuff a few issues back when Diana, Wonder Woman, and Zatanna were like the Lords of Chaos, and they were totally rewriting reality and doing stuff like affecting the panels in the comic book as they were fighting the Lords of Order. It was some fantastic looking stuff. This is great. This whole two-page spread, super creative, very cool, very dope. I still like Man-Bat better just because there's a whole lot of shock value in how he looks. But this is great stuff because this is her forehead right here. Oh yeah, it's so cool. There's probably some secret meaning there that I'm not getting, too. Hey, funny. I'm watching that. That was a great match too. Oh man, they eventually end up in the bar, and what's Detective Chimp do? What's Bobo do? Gets out the booze. John Constantine makes an appearance, and I'm trying to show you stuff and tell you stuff in this book about this book without spoiling this book, and I sure don't think I can. I think I actually have to cut this review off because if I keep talking, I'm going to spill stuff, and I don't want to spill stuff. I think this series is dope. This might be the best thing DC has going on right now. I've said that a lot about this stuff in previous issues. It's very much true right now. Doom Rising is an appropriate subtitle for this because that's exactly what's going on here. Doom is rising, and not just some petty conception of like the Injustice League or the Legion of Doom or something. Like we're talking existential reality is going to be rewritten. Levels of doom are here, and meanwhile, while all this stuff is going on between Wonder Woman, the Justice League Dark on one side, Cersei and her minions on the other side. If you recall, Man-Bat ended up that way because Clarion the Witch Boy enchanted him. Well, all that crazy stuff is going on. In the back of it, The other kind, or whatever they're called, the Upside Down Man and his cohorts, are there eating the universe. Squabbling over who's king of the hill, right? When the hill is just kind of being flooded, there's doom in multiple directions, and we don't touch on the crazy upside down man stuff in this, but he's there. Him and his cohorts, they're there, and it's all going to blow up soon. It has to. What little status quo is left after this issue won't survive. Nothing will survive. Like, I don't see how DC goes back to a normal universe, except I think DC is literally just going to retcon everything with that whole 5G stupidity that they're talking about. Like, is that how Year of the Villain ends, with another reboot and the new 5G continuity? Like, how does that work? Why does that work? Why would you do that? You've already rebooted continuity. Let's see, what? Rebirth was like 5 years ago. New 52 was like 4 years before that. Uh, Final Crisis like ended a bunch of stuff. Like, and now you're gonna reboot it again. I don't know why you do that. I really don't. There have to be consequences. I just did a review of Batman White Knight. It went up, or yeah, from when this video goes up, it'll have gone up the previous night. And that story, there's no takebacks. There's no takebacks. There are consequences. Things happen to people, and then they have to live with the consequences of those things. It's absolutely brutal and unforgiving, and there's no reason that you should reboot your main comic book series. Like, yeah, won't that like mess up a lot of stuff, like Flash continuity, Batman continuity? Like, if you just go, oh yeah, we're gonna reboot to a happy status quo. At this point, isn't that kind of impossible? Too many cats are out of the bag. That's not even counting what's going on in Justice League Odyssey. But none of that has to do anything with this comic book. It's absolutely fantastic. Go pick it up. You're not too many issues into the current arc. This is like the third story in the third part in the story. So I think your store probably still has one or two of these on the shelf, and if not, Midtown Comics is gonna, and you can probably get them, shipped direct to your door, or any other comic book store. Like, I'm sure if you went to grahamcrackers.com or Mile High or whoever, like they probably will have the last two issues. Check them out. I kind of got off on a weird rant there. You all have a great day. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. I sure hope to see you again next time. Until then, bye bye and take care of yourselves.